So how does a man learn how to be a man?
Okay, a man learns how to be a man. Once again, we first learn to be a man from the men before us, through their experiences, through personal experience, through awareness. I remember as a young man uh, listening to Martin Luther King at the Washington, at the Lincoln Monument with the I Have a Dream speech. And at that moment, I wanted to be just like Martin Luther King. And then later on, I heard Malcolm X speak, and I wanted to be like Malcolm X. Then I heard Muhammad Ali, and I wanted to be like Muhammad Ali. And I heard my father, and I wanted to be like my father. And that's when it hit me that I couldn't be Martin Luther King or Malcolm X or my father or Muhammad Ali. That I had to be me and learn to incorporate those things about them in me. But I could only be Leon Cable. I can't box like Muhammad Ali. I can't speak like Martin Luther King or Malcolm X. But I can incorporate those characteristics in me and bring them out the best I can within my limitations. I believe that there's no perfect man. I believe that every man has shortcomings, and I believe one of the things that makes you a man is acknowledging your shortcomings and trying to overcome them. And by acknowledging that you have shortcomings, it makes you have what's the word, tolerance for the younger man that's making mistakes, you know, and it allows me to be able to let them know that you may make a mistake, you may make the mistake 1,000 times, but each time that you fall, the most important thing is to pick yourself up and try again. And after a while, you get tired of your knees getting skint.
Do you have any male role models that you would like your
Yes,
children to follow?
yes, I'm blessed. I'm really blessed. And growing up, we had a place called Restoration around the corner from our house. And it was basically like an outreach center for the youth in the community. And at Restoration, I started playing basketball. And through basketball, I met so many men who I thought were teaching me to play basketball, but they were teaching me how to live. They were teaching me how to be a man. They were teaching me discipline. They were teaching me camaraderie. They were teaching me how to uh, communicate with my community. George Murden, Gil Reynolds, who sent numerous uh, ball players from the neighborhood to the pros. Uh, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, my brother Kenya Cable, and last but not least, and growing up, I never realized how much of a man my father was because my sense of a man was warped. I thought a man meant you had money, you know, you dressed nice, you had a nice car, a nice house. I thought being a man was an outside thing. But as I grew into a man, I learned that a man comes from inside out. You can be a man working at the factory as well as be a man who's a millionaire.
Right.
What advice would you give to single mothers raising boys into men?
The advice I would give single mothers that are raising boys into men are expose them to men in positive positions. Sports are a great way for young males to grow into men. Uh, it teaches them, once again, it teaches them discipline, camaraderie, teamwork, socialization skills. The martial arts, another form of discipline and camaraderie. Uh, I think those are two very good ways to help a young man become a man if a woman does not have a man in her life at that time. But I truly believe that to become a man, you definitely need men in your life. I'm so blessed. My father came to New York, I think when he was 13 or 14 years old, with $5 in his pocket, and he had a sixth grade education. And my father met my mother, and they raised 8 children and stayed married for 40, 50 years till the day he died. He taught me how to love. He taught me how to have respect for myself. He taught me what family meant. He taught me that the next family was just as important as my family. He taught me that other people's lives were just as important to them as my life is to me. He taught me that no matter how many times you fall down, you get back up and try it again. He taught me that as long as you give your best, you're a winner. Whether it's up to someone else's expectations or not, as long as you do your best, you're a winner.
Okay, last question. What would you say to young men out there making a transition from boys to men?
The thing I would most like to express to young men making a transition is follow your heart in who you are. You don't have to be a gangster. You don't have to be a womanizer. You don't have to be what other people put upon you to be to get their approval. What I would like to say to young men, the most important thing that you can do is have an approval of yourself, to feel good about what you did that day in the moment inside of yourself.
Thank you.
Ooh, thank you. Very powerful, Mr.